This is estate planning lawyer Michael Pevney, and in this video we are going to talk about whether or not trustees of the trust that you set up get paid. But before that, if you're interested in estate planning information, please subscribe to this page, hit the like button, and ask a question in the comments section. I'm usually able to respond. So according to most state laws, trustees, meaning the people that are in control of your trust, especially the ones that are in control of your trust after you pass away, are entitled to get paid, and they're entitled to reasonable compensation. And kind of like, what exactly does that mean, right? But I should say that being a trustee can be a hard job. So it's important to choose somebody that is responsible, that has the time, and that has the willingness to do that, to be that trustee, especially if that trust is going to exist for a long time, especially if you're making provisions for people that have to get things over time, like at certain ages or at certain milestones, or that money can only be used for certain things like health and education and comfort. And we also want to protect those assets after you're gone from things like creditors or legal judgments or bankruptcies and things like that. So being a trustee can be a difficult job. And so what is reasonable compensation? That's a great question. And there are court cases on this that tell people exactly what that means. But being a trustee, like I said, can be a hard job. So if somebody's a professional and maybe they make 30, 40, 50, 60 something dollars an hour, and they want to track that, usually that's going to be okay in terms of reasonable compensation. But it's also important to note one other important thing. Most trusts empower the trustee to pay for professional help with funds from the trust. Because once you pass away and that revocable trust becomes irrevocable, there's a lot of stuff to do. Now, a trust, when it's revocable, it doesn't have to pay taxes. When it becomes irrevocable, it does have to pay taxes. And you have to get a federal tax ID number. And if there's significant assets in that trust, you might need an investment advisor. You may very well also need an accountant. So the trust typically, in the language of that trust, empowers and gives the trustee the right to go get help. The trust can hire a lawyer. It can hire an accountant. It can hire an investment advisor. And the fees for those professionals can be paid with the trust money. So the trustee, even though they have the right to reasonable compensation, can also get help from other professionals. And that's something that, if the trust is complicated enough, I would recommend that they do. So to make a long story short, a trustee can get paid reasonable compensation, and the trustee also typically has the power to hire professionals, help them administer that trust. If you've got questions about this or anything else related to estate planning and you're a California resident, you can set up a time to meet with me for free by clicking the link in the description or going to ocestateplanlawyer.com.